Welcome back to the deep dive.
So today we're doing something a little different.
hmm
And frankly, something I think is going to be incredibly useful for pretty much everyone listening.
I think so too.
We aren't breaking down, the history of the Roman Empire or the future of artificial intelligence today. We're breaking down a specific, tangible skill.
A very practical one.
Exactly. We are diving into the Mastering the Past Tense Storytelling Guide.
That's right. And to be even more specific, we're looking at a very particular application of that guide. The whole concept is built around one simple idea.
And what's that?
What I did last Saturday.
What I did last Saturday. It sounds so simple, right?
It does.
It sounds like a prompt from, I don't know, a third-grade classroom. But let's be honest. How many times have you walked into work on a Monday morning, you're holding your coffee, feeling pretty good about life, or maybe you meet up with a friend you haven't seen in a while,
Yeah, that moment.
and they ask that dreaded question, so what did you do this weekend? It is the universal social question. It really is. The guide calls it the Monday morning freeze.
The Monday morning freeze. I love that. It's so accurate.
And for language learners, or, even just people who get a bit tongue-tied or socially anxious, it can induce a surprising amount of panic.
Oh, absolutely. You freeze.
You scramble for words. You have this whole exciting life. Maybe you went skydiving, or maybe you just made the perfect grilled cheese sandwich, but that grammar wall just comes right down.
Right. And you can't get the story out. You end up mumbling something like, yeah.
And the moment is gone. The connection is lost.
Exactly. You just want to crawl under the desk. So the mission for this deep dive, our whole focus today is clarity over complexity.
I like that.
We are using this guide to unlock the ability to tell a natural, engaging story about your own life. We're not trying to prepare you to write a dissertation on Shakespeare.
No.
We want you to survive the break room.
We want you to be able to connect with the person who just asked you that question. And we're going to deconstruct the architecture of a simple weekend story.
The architecture, okay.
The guide really focuses on comprehension before speed. It's all about verb control.
Verb control.
Yeah, if you can control your verbs, you can control the conversation.
I love that term, verb control.
Hmm.
Sounds like we're piloting a spaceship. Ground control to Major Tom. Check your irregulars.
I mean, in a way, you are piloting a conversation.
That's true.
If you don't have control over your verbs, you can crash. The listener gets confused, they check out, the connection is broken.
Right.
So this guide lays out a method using a very specific mix of regular and irregular verbs to construct that narrative. We're going to look at the regulars, the reliable building blocks.
Oh, okay.
We're going to look at the rebels, those tricky irregulars.
The fun ones.
And we're going to fix those fossilized errors that, they just make you sound less fluent than you actually are.
And by the end of this hour, we want you, the listener, to be able to answer, what did you do last weekend? With total confidence.
That's the goal.
So let's jump in. We have to start with the foundation, the regular verbs.
The regulars, yes. These are the bread and butter of the past tense. The guide calls them the foundation because they follow a rule.
A predictable pattern.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the rule on paper is incredibly simple. You take the verb and you add ed.
Right. So walk becomes walked, play becomes played. Simple. Case closed. Let's go home.
If only it were that simple. I wish.
I figured.
This is where the deep dive gets interesting. The spelling is easy. I mean, anyone can learn to spell walked. The problem, and the guide highlights this extensively, is the pronunciation.
Oh.
It's about the physics of sound, if you will.
This blew my mind when I was reading through the source material. We usually just see aid and think it makes an aid sound right. Like walk it. I hear this constantly. I walk into the store.
All the time. And that is the hallmark of a learner who hasn't quite mastered the phonetics yet. Saying walkied or played breaks the rhythm of the story.
How so?
It sounds disjointed. It adds an extra syllable that shouldn't be there. And that extra syllable makes the listener's brain work just a tiny bit harder to process what you're saying.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the guide breaks this down to 3 distinct sounds, and it all depends on what the root word does.
Okay, let's unpack this properly. This is the technical part, but it seems like it's the most important part for sounding natural.
It really is.
The first sound is the T sound, a sharp, crisp T.
Yes, a T sound. And this happens with what we call voiceless sounds.
Voiceless. What does that mean?
Let's get physical for a second. The guide calls this the engine test.
Okay.
If you're listening, I want you to put your hand on your throat, right on your vocal cords, your Adam's apple area.
Right, I'm doing it.
Now whisper the word walk, just the root word walk. and really focus on that last sound. Kick, kick.
Walk. Kick.
Do you feel a vibration in your vocal cords?
No, it's just air. It's a whisper sound. My throat is totally still.
Precisely.
Right.
Because your vocal cords aren't vibrating, the engine is off, the ending needs to match that unvoiced quality.
So it has to be quiet, too.
English is, well, it can be a lazy language in this respect. We don't want to switch the engine on just for a split second. The closest unvoiced sound to D is T.
Ah, okay.
So we don't say walkade, we snap it shut with a T. Walked.
Walked. It's almost like you're spitting the word out at the end. I walked to the park.
Exactly.
It's punchy.
It is. And notice it's one syllable. Walk is one syllable. Walked is still one syllable.
Right.
If you say walkade, you've turned it into two syllables and you've thrown off the timing, the whole rhythm of the sentence.
That is a huge distinction. I think a lot of people try to add that extra beat because they think it sounds more correct or, more formal.
I think so too.
But actually, it just sounds foreign.
It marks you as a learner, which is fine, but our goal here is to sound more natural.
Okay, so that's the TP sound. What about the next one? The guide mentions played.
Played. All right, let's do the throat test again. Hand on the throat.
Okay.
Now say play and hold that A sound at the end. Play A.
Play.
A. Okay, yeah. My throat is buzzing like a bee, definitely vibrating.
Correct. The engine is on.
Hmm.
All vowels are voiced sounds. So because your vocal cords are already vibrating, you want to keep that vibration going for the ending.
You don't want to stop it.
You don't want to stop the vibration to make a sharp, unvoiced T sound. That would be played, which just sounds, well, it sounds weird.
It does sound weird.
So you use the voiced version of the ending, which is a soft D.
So it's played.
Played, it's smooth, it lingers a little bit. I played video games.
And again, it's one syllable, not played, just played.
Still one syllable, exactly.
So I'm seeing the pattern here. If the engine is off, like with walk, you use a T sound, walked. If the engine is on, like with play, use a D sound, played.
You've got it.
But there is a third category, right?
There is. The guide lists wanted. And this is where people get confused because they hear that and they think, wait, I thought you said never say "ed."
And this is the exception that proves the rule, and it's a necessary one. It's based purely on anatomy, on what our mouths can physically do.
Okay.
Think about the word want. The root verb ends in a T sound.
Right. Want.
If we followed the first rule for voiceless sounds and added another T, it would sound like wanty.
Wanty.
You can't hear it, it gets lost, it sounds like a stutter or a machine gun.
I want to go. Yeah, that just doesn't work. My tongue can't do that.
It's impossible to say clearly. Or, take another example, need. It ends in a D sound.
A voice sound.
Right, so if we add another D, it's need. You physically cannot pronounce that distinctly without some kind of buffer in between.
You need a bridge.
You need a bridge.
Okay.
So for verbs ending in a T or a D sound, that's when we unlock the extra syllable. We add the vowel sound. This is the only time you get to say "ed."
So want becomes want-eyed. Need becomes need.
Wanted, needed, decided. That little id sound gives you clarity. It separates the root word from the past tense marker so the listener can hear both parts.
So just to recap the physics, because this is so important.
Let's do it.
If the verb ends in a voiceless sound, like K, P, S, ash,
Your throat is still?
the ed sounds like T. So walked, helped, missed.
Perfect.
If the verb ends in a voiced sound, like a vowel, or LV ed,
Your throat is buzzing.
the ed sounds like D. So
Mhm.
played, lived, cleaned.
Exactly right.
And only if the verb already ends in a T or D sound do we add the ed syllable, wanted, needed, started.
That's the complete system.
Let's do a little speak with me moment right now, and we want to make sure this sticks.
Good idea.
I know you're listening. Maybe you're on the treadmill. Maybe you're washing dishes. I'm going to say the base verb from our Saturday story list, and I want you to say the past tense out loud before I give the answer. Use the rules we just talked about.
Don't be shy. Say it out loud.
Ready? Here we go.
Mhm.
The first one is walk. Did you get that T sound? One syllable. Okay, next one. Play.
Play.
Played. Soft D. Keep that engine running. Last one. Want.
Wanted.
Wanted. Nice.
It seems like such a small detail, doesn't it?
It really does.
But when you string these together in a sentence, that rhythm is what makes you sound fluent. It actually lowers the listening fatigue for the person you're talking to.
That's a great way to put it. Clarity prevents confusion. If you rush these endings or pronounce them all as "ed," the listener has to work harder in their head to translate what you're saying.
Right.
We want to reduce the cognitive load for the person listening to your story so they can just enjoy it.
Speaking of cognitive load, we have to talk about the rebels.
Ah, yes. The irregulars. It's time.
The regulars are nice, they follow rules, you can trust them. But the irregular verbs in this guide, they don't care about your rules.
Not at all.
They are the anarchists of the English language. They really are. And there's a fascinating historical reason for this. The verbs we are discussing, go, eat, buy, are some of the most ancient and frequently used words in the English language.
The old ones.
The really old ones. Because they were used so often for so many centuries by so many different dialects, they resisted the standardization process. They didn't become regular when the language was being codified because, well, everyone already knew them the old way.
So it's basically survival of the weirdest.
It's survival of the most common, in a way. The common ones were too stubborn to change. And what that means for the learner today is memorization over logic.
There's no rule to figure out.
You cannot logic your way to the past tense of go. It's impossible.
Right. If you use logic, you get good. I go to the store.
Mm-hmm.
And my niece says that. And it's cute because she's 3. But we want to sound a bit older than 3.
Exactly. And good creates what the guide calls a fossilized error if you aren't careful.
A fossilized error.
It's a mistake that you make so often it becomes hard, like a rock in your brain. And it's very, very difficult to break later on. So you want to catch these early.
Okay. So let's look at the big 3 from the source material. These are the pillars of the Saturday story. The first one is go.
Yes.
Go becomes went. I mean, look at that. It doesn't even share a single letter with the original word. It's a total costume change.
It is. It's a completely different word. Went actually comes from a totally different verb in Old English, wend, which meant to turn or go. You just sort of stole it and assigned it to go.
So you just have to accept it.
You have to accept it. Let's look at the sentence from the guide. I went to the market.
I went to the market.
Mm-hmm.
And sticking with our pronunciation theme, that ends in a sharp T too. Went.
Yes. Good point. Don't swallow the T. It anchors the sentence. I went to the market. It tells the listener this already happened.
Okay, so that's go becomes went. Number 2 on the hit list, eat.
This one is tricky because the spelling looks like it should rhyme with beat or seat, but the past tense is ate.
8, like the number 8.
Exactly like the number 8. It's a homophone. I ate lunch.
So the vowel sound changes completely.
Completely. You go from a long E in eat, where your mouth makes like a smile shape, to a long A in ate, where your mouth opens up more. Eat. Ate.
I ate a sandwich, not I eated.
Please, never eated. Eated is the brain trying to apply the regular aid rule where it doesn't belong. It's your brain being logical, but lazy. You have to override it.
You had to force the exception. And the third one, which I think is the hardest for spelling, is buy.
Buy becomes bought.
B-O-U-G-H-T. That off is a nightmare for learners.
It is.
It looks like Bo-G-H-T or something.
It does. My advice is, for a moment, ignore the spelling. Just close your eyes if you have to. Focus only on the sound. It's a deep, open O sound. Bought.
Bought.
It rhymes with caught or taught.
I bought some fruit.
I bought some coffee.
So we have went, ate, and bought. These are high-frequency verbs. You're going to use them constantly.
And that's the good news.
How so?
Because you use them constantly, you have plenty of chances to practice. But you have to be intentional about it. You can't just hope you'll absorb it.
I think confidence plays a huge part here. When I'm learning a language and I hit an irregular verb, I panic. I feel like I'm going to get it wrong, so I hesitate. I say, buy.
Yeah.
Bought, got coffee, and the whole flow is ruined.
That hesitation is completely normal. But here is the advice from the guide. Repetition is the mother of skill.
Repetition is the mother of skill.
You don't learn went by reading it in a textbook. You learn it by saying, I went 50 times until it feels weird to say anything else. You want to drill it until it's boring.
It has to become muscle memory for your mouth.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
You want your mouth to know the word before your brain even has to consciously search for it.
Precisely. If you have to think about the word went while you're telling a story, you aren't thinking about the story anymore.
You're thinking about grammar.
You're thinking about grammar. We want to move the grammar to the subconscious so you can focus on the connection with the other person.
Okay, so we have our building blocks. We have the regulars with their specific sounds, and we have the rebel irregulars.
The foundations are laid.
But now we have to talk about the danger zone, the place where even, advanced learners can trip up.
The did trap.
The did trap. This is specifically mentioned in the guide as the most common error to fix.
It really is.
And if you fix this one thing, you instantly sound 20% more fluent. It's the difference between sounding like a student and sounding like a speaker.
It's a high-value correction. It pays huge dividends. The error usually happens in two places, negatives and questions.
Let's play a little game. I'll call it wrong versus right.
I like it.
I'm going to give you the wrong sentence, the one I hear all the time, and you explain the logic of why it's wrong and give us the fix.
Let's do it.
Scenario A. I want to say I didn't go somewhere. The mistake. I didn't went to the park.
Ooh. Yes. I didn't went. This one hurts the ears of a native speaker. Here's the logic. English is efficient, or at least it tries to be.
Okay.
We usually only mark the past tense once per clause. Think of the past tense like a heavy bucket of water.
A heavy bucket. I'm with you.
You have to carry that bucket to show everyone that we are in the past. The word did or didn't is already carrying that bucket. It is already in the past. Do becomes did.
So did is doing all the heavy lifting. Did is the strong one.
Exactly. Did is at the gym every day. So since did is already past tense, the main verb, in this case, go, can relax. It doesn't need to carry the bucket too.
You can just chill.
It can chill. It stays in its base form, its infinitive form. So I didn't went is like two people trying to carry one small cup. It's unnecessary. It's redundant.
And it sounds clunky.
It does. The correction. I didn't go.
I didn't go. That feels so much lighter. It flows better. Okay, scenario B. The question. This is where I see people get tripped up the most.
All the time.
The mistake. You went to the party?
Same logic, exactly the same logic. You have did at the start of the sentence. That is your time travel marker.
Okay.
It tells the listener, hey, we are talking about the past. We are going back in time. Once that signal is sent, the main verb go just stays simple. It doesn't need to change.
So the correction is?
The correction. Did you go to the party?
Did you go? Not did you went.
Never did you went. And just to expand on that, this applies to regular verbs too. You would never say, did you walk?
Oh, right. Mixing them in there too. I hear that one. Did you walked?
No. Did has the past tense, so walk stays simple. Did you walk? Even though you're talking about the past, the word walk looks like the present.
And that's the confusing part.
That's the part that learners have to just trust. Trust the did.
Okay. There is also the scenario C mentioned in the source, which is over-regularization. We touched on this with eated, but let's look at bide. I bide a ticket.
This is a classic fossilized error risk. If you say bide enough times, your brain maps it as correct. You have to actively catch yourself.
You have to be your own police officer.
You do. You have to stop, rewind the tape in your head and say, no, not bide, bought. I bought a ticket. And you have to say the correct version out loud.
Why does this matter so much? I mean, if I say I buy a coffee, people understand me. They know I bought the coffee.
They do understand you. You're right. Communication happens. But we're talking about mastering the past tense.
Doing to the next level.
Right. Using the correct irregular form signals sophistication. It signals that you've moved beyond the basic survival stage of the language and into the fluency stage. It changes how people perceive your storytelling.
It builds credibility.
It makes them take you more seriously, and it makes their listening experience easier. They don't have to do that little mental correction in their own head.
That makes sense. It's the difference between just getting your point across and actually telling a story people want to listen to.
Exactly.
And speaking of storytelling, a list of verbs is not a story. I went, I walked, I ate. That's a robot list.
It's dry. It has no pulse. It's a police report. To turn sentences into a story, we need architecture. We need connectors.
The guide provides a specific sequence of connectors to use. These are like the glue that holds the bricks together, or maybe the mortar.
Without them, the wall falls down. The sequence provided is simple but incredibly effective. First, then after that, and finally.
Let's look at them in order. First.
This sets the stage. It alerts the listener that a sequence is beginning. It's like ringing a bell. First, I went to the coffee shop. Okay, now my brain knows to expect a second thing.
It opens the story. Then we have then.
Then moves the action forward. It implies immediate consequence or the next logical step. Then we ordered coffee. It keeps the momentum going.
And here is my favorite one. After that, why do we need this? Why not just say then again and again? Then I did this, then I did that, then I...
You can say then again, but it gets repetitive very quickly. It creates this droning effect.
Right.
Then I did this, then I did that, then I... It sounds like a child speaking. After that provides variation. It sounds more mature. It gives the listener's ear a little break and resets their attention. After that, we walk to the park.
It's just more interesting to listen to. And the closer. Finally.
This signals to the brain that the story is ending. It's the period at the end of the paragraph. It tells the listener, okay, we're wrapping up now. Finally, I went home. It provides a sense of closure.
So we have the verbs and we have the connectors. But there's one more layer of paint we need to apply before we can see the full picture.
The details.
The source calls this the full sentence rule.
Or, my favorite, the anti-one-word answer campaign.
Yes, the one-word answer is the enemy of conversation.
It's a conversation killer.
Question, where did you go? Answer, park.
End of conversation. What do you say to that? Oh, nice. And you walk away.
It's tragic, really. You kill the momentum, you give the information, but you deny the connection.
And that's the key. So the guide suggests using a triad of detail to flesh out your sentences.
The triad, okay.
It's very simple. Number 1, place. Where did you go?
No.
Number 2, person. With whom? And number 3, feeling. How was it?
Place, person, feeling. Let's try to do a makeover on a boring sentence.
Let's do it.
The boring sentence is, I went.
Okay. Grammatically correct, but socially useless. Let's add the place.
I went to the park. Okay. Better, but still a bit lonely.
Better. Now add the person. Who were you with?
I went to the park with my sister. Okay, now we have a scene. I can visualize 2 people. It's a story.
It's starting to be a story. Now the feeling. Give it some emotion. Was it boring? Was it fun? Cold? Sunny?
I went to the park with my sister and we were happy.
Look at that difference. You went from I went a 2-word fact to a full, rich sentence that paints a picture. I went to the park with my sister and we were happy.
And it makes me, the listener, want to ask a follow-up question. Oh, what park did you go to? Or how's your sister?
Exactly. You've given me something to connect with. And the key here, and this is the expert insight from the guide, is that this didn't require advanced grammar.
That's true.
You didn't use the past perfect continuous subjunctive. You just stacked simple blocks together. I went plus to the park, plus with my sister, plus, and we were happy.
It's accessible. Anyone can do this. You just have to remember to add the details. You have to train yourself not to stop after the verb.
And those small emotional reactions are so important, saying, it was delicious after you talk about food, or I was tired at the end of the day. They add humanity.
Right.
They make the listener care. If you just tell me facts, I have nothing to hold on to. If you tell me feelings, I can relate. I can say, oh, I know what it's like to be tired.
All right. We have all the pieces. We have the regular pronunciations, walked, played. We have the irregulars, went, I ate, bought. We have the corrections, no, ate it, went. We have the connectors, first, finally, and we have the details.
We've assembled the toolkit.
It is time for the main event.
Simulation.
I am going to perform what I did last Saturday's story, integrating all of these rules. I want you, the listener, to actively analyze this.
Yes, listen closely.
Don't just let it wash over you. Listen for the vowel sounds. Listen for the irregulars. Listen for the connectors, for the flow. Are you ready?
I'm listening. Take it away.
Clears throat. Last Saturday, I had a busy day. First, I went to the coffee shop with my friend. We bought hot coffee. Then we walked to the park. After that, we ate lunch at a restaurant. It was delicious.
Yeah.
Finally, I went home and played video games. I was tired, but happy.
Beautiful. Okay, let's break that down immediately while it's fresh in our minds.
How did I do? Did I pass the test?
You nailed it. Let's look at the first chunk. First, I went to the coffee shop with my friend.
Okay.
You use the connector first to ring the bell to start the story. You use the irregular went perfectly, no good. And you added the details, place, which was the coffee shop, and person, your friend.
Check, check, and check. Then I said, we brought hot coffee.
Another perfect irregular verb, bought. Nice open O sound. You didn't say buyed. And you even added a small detail, hot coffee. It makes the picture clearer.
Then came the regular verb. Then we walked to the park.
And I was listening for this one. I heard that crisp T at the end. Walked. You didn't say walked. It kept the flow moving fast. It sounded like one smooth motion.
Good. I was focusing on that. After that, we ate lunch.
Connector variation. You used after that to prevent repetition. You didn't just say then again. And of course, the irregular ate, which rhymes with ate, perfect.
Finally, I went home and played video games.
You doubled up there. A great mix. Went, an irregular, and played, a regular. And on played, I heard that soft sound. It wasn't played, it was played. You kept the engine running.
And I capped it all off with the feeling I was tired but happy.
That little capstone sentence is what makes it a story instead of a list. It invites empathy. The listener thinks, I know that feeling, a good kind of tired. You've made a connection.
It really is a formula, isn't it? It feels like I'm just filling in the blanks of a template, but the result sounds like a natural conversation.
That is the secret of fluency. It often starts as a template or a formula. You practice the structure until the structure disappears and it just becomes your voice.
You internalize it.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you speak. You use these reliable structures.
I want to give the listener a chance to try this. We're going to do a little interactive repetition of that story. The guide calls this shadowing.
A very powerful technique.
I'll say a chunk, I'll pause, and I want you, wherever you are, to say it out loud. Just mimic my pronunciation exactly. Focus on those endings.
Don't just think it, say it.
Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
First, I went to the coffee shop.
Listener, pause.
Then we walked to the park.
Listener, pause.
Make sure you hit that T in walked. Walk. Don't say walk-aid. Let's try that one again. Then we walked to the park.
Listener, pause.
Better. After that, we ate lunch.
Listener, pause.
Finally, I played video games.
Listener, pause.
If you did that out loud, congratulations. You just told a perfect past tense story. You built the house.
And notice how it didn't feel overwhelming. We broke it into small, manageable chunks. That is how you tackle a language. You don't try to swallow the whole dictionary at once.
So what does this all mean for our listeners? We've covered a lot of ground today, from the physics of sound to storytelling architecture.
If we synthesize it, if we summarize the formula, it really comes down to this. Good storytelling. Correct past verbs plus details plus confidence.
That's it.
It is not about using the biggest, fanciest words you know. It's about using the right past forms clearly and consistently. Walked, pronounced correctly, is better than a complicated word pronounced wrong.
And we have some homework for you. This comes directly from the source material. And don't worry, we aren't grading it.
No grades, just progress. The assignment is this. Write one thing you ate or one place you went last weekend.
Just one thing.
Just one. But here is the catch. I want you to use the full sentence rule, that triad of detail.
Don't just write pizza. That's a banned answer.
Banned. Instead, write, I ate pizza at the Italian restaurant with my brother, and it was spicy.
Place, person, feeling.
Exactly. And this is the most important part, say it out loud.
Not just once.
Say it 5 times, 10 times. Language lives in the mouth, not just in the brain. You have to physically practice the sounds. You have to get your tongue and lips used to the vibration of played and the snap of walked.
Start small. Maybe you're driving right now.
Yeah.
Just say, I went to work. Then add a detail. I went to work with my coffee. Then add a feeling. I went to work with my coffee and I was sleepy.
Boom. You're doing it. You're telling a story, a mini story, but a story nonetheless.
And remember what the guide says about mistakes. They're part of the process. If you catch yourself saying, did you went, don't beat yourself up.
Please don't freeze. Just, laugh about it, correct it to did you go, and move on. The person you're talking to will barely notice.
Did you went is just a stepping stone to did you go. It means you're trying. It means you're in the game.
Absolutely. The ultimate goal here is connection. When we share our stories, even these simple ones about walking in the park or eating lunch, we connect with the people around us. We share our lives.
It's what we do.
Mastering the simple past tense is the key that opens that door. It allows you to participate in that Monday morning ritual instead of hiding from it.
I love that. It's not just about grammar. It's about connection. It's about being part of the group.
It's about belonging.
So your mission this week, pay attention to your verbs, feel your throat for the vibration on the regulars, watch out for the did trap, and tell someone, anyone, what you did last Saturday.
Even if all you did was sleep. I slept in my bed and it was wonderful. That's a great story. I'd love to hear that story.
It really is. Thanks for diving in with us today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.
Goodbye, everyone.
See ya.